Hello everyone, hello dear fans, welcome once again. It's your babe meetjacky and
Mr. Adobo.
Yes, and if you are new to our channels, before we're going to start doing our reaction video, please consider subscribing our channels and hit that notification bell. So yes, and shall we start?
Yeah, today
we
are going to do a reaction video to a very particular video which was brought to our attention, and we are talking about Marlon Ramos.
Yes, he is.
Anybody heard of him?
Yeah. Do you hear him? No.
No. Okay, no.
Very new to being.
Okay. What makes him special? So he speaks.
Yes, in the title of his video, it says here, Filipino teen speaks 18 languages. How many languages do you speak, by the way?
5, so that's Dutch, obviously, English, obviously, German, French, a little bit of Spanish,
and the Bisaya too.
Tagalog.
Yes.
A little bit of Bisaya, a little bit of Tagalog.
Okay, let's say 5.5 or 5 or 5
yeah,
or
so, and I understand a little bit of Italian, but that's about it. So.
And Spanish.
Spanish, I mentioned it.
6.5. We consider 6.5. Ta-da! And me.
Nederlands.
English. Yeah, Tagalog.
Visayan.
But Visaya is languages like dialect, right? Or
No, it's a language.
It's a language. Okay. Wano. Thai. Spanish. Mi amor. Okay. Okay. Maybe 6 or 7.
I don't know. You understand languages quite a lot, so.
Yeah. But we have, at least we have in common, you know, we speak both English.
We have 2 languages in common for sure.
Yeah.
English and Dutch.
Exactly.
So at least we can understand each other.
Alright,
so let's see if this guy can, so amongst us we speak about 9-10 languages, so let's see
if we have common languages he learned.
So
yeah.
Let's get started and see what he has to offer. Here we go.
I'm Marlon, and I'm 18, and today I'm going to speak in 18 languages. Pakilala muna ako sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Marlon Ramos, 18 taong kulang na, at purong Pilipino po ako, at ipinanganak ako dito sa Pilipinas. Dahil dito ako ipinanganak sa Pilipinas, natural lamang na nagsasalita na ako ng Tagalog. Ang wikang Tagalog ay aking ginagamit sa pang-araw-araw kong buhay. At ang pag-aaral ng iba't ibang lingwahe ay aking naging paboritong gawain, at kung paano ko sila natutunan lahat ay aking tatalakayin ngayon.
Just going to discuss about how he learned.
At the age of 6, I was taught the English language. It is the second language of the Philippines, and so we were taught English, the English language here in the Philippines in the first grade and up to college, I think. So that is why I think English is a language that I'm most comfortable speaking with, because I've studied a lot of years. I'm fluent in it, and I could speak with any English speaker in the world. Well, I think learning languages wasn't in my mind, and it's the last thing I could do. But at the age of 12, I knew I wasn't contented with only 2 languages.
So English is flawless.
Yeah.
How's his Tagalog?
Yes, he's pretty good, and he's actually telling in Tagalog how he want to tell us about how become interested in these languages, and his English is pretty impressive. You know, this is actually like level A in English, like intermediate actually. So these are for Englishes for exam, TOEIC. I hope I pronounced well, but yeah.
Alright, let's continue. Next one. Spanish.
Empecé a aprender idiomas extranjeros cuando tenía 12 años y el español fui el primero. Pienso que la razón por qué decidí de aprenderlo era cuando miré una película de la biografía de nuestro héroe nacional, José Rizal, La película estaba en filipino y español y en ese momento me dije que me gusta el sonido de la lengua española, pues voy a aprender ese idioma. Al comienzo tenía dificultad en la gramática porque, a diferencia de Tagalog, el español tiene muchos verbos tiempos que no entendía, pero seguía con determinación de aprender ese idioma. No tenía un libro ni una maestra para enseñarme, sino tenía solo un cuaderno y el internet. Pero el vocabulario es muy fácil para mí porque los españoles, los castellanos, colonizaron nuestro país por 3 siglos. Ahora la lengua filipina tiene muchas palabras similares con el español.
Sì, Italian, ok.
Quando ho finito lo spagnolo, mi ho detto che voglio imparare più lingue. Allora ho cercato attraverso dell'internet che sono le più facili da imparare. Allora ho imparato l'italiano. La grammatica italiana è molto similare con lo spagnolo perché sono in stessa famiglia di lingue. Sempre parlo con i miei amici per aiutarmi a praticarlo.
Yeah, what he's saying in Italian is that the Italian language is very similar to the Spanish language, which is true in grammatics because it's a Roman language. So even if you would go to Romania or countries like that, he would actually understand that language as well because that's based on the same one. Even Portuguese he would be able to speak, I guess. So.
Yeah, I think the only different. I think the articulation on Italian is a little bit harder than Spanish. I used to work with people from Spain and Italy. That's the only difference.
His pronunciation in Italian is sounds good to me. So, probably not native, but he sounds Italian. So that's good to me.
Ci sono volte quando i miei amici mi dicono che io vado pazzo perché parlo in molte lingue. Anche ho avuto un amico italiano da Napoli che ho incontrato per Facebook. Mi aiuta sempre con il mio italiano, sempre corregge gli errori grammaticali che ho fatto.
French. Fancy.
Alors, j'ai appris une autre langue, et c'est français. La raison que je l'ai appris est parce que j'aime la France. Je veux aller à Paris avec ma petite amie. Le grammaire français, c'est facile parce qu'il est très similaire avec l'italien et l'espagnol. Mais le plus difficile pour moi est la prononciation. Jusqu'à présent, il est terrible. Alors, je pratique toujours ma bouche pour ma prononciation s'améliorer. J'écoute toujours des chansons de Kenji Girac et je les aime.
His French sounds good, actually. Probably better than mine. I can understand French. I can read French. My speaking of French is not the best. But he sounds pretty good in French as well. So I'm impressed until now. So shall we go on?
Yeah.
There we go. Portuguese. West.
Agora eu vou falar português. Uma vez quando eu estava assistindo vídeos no YouTube, eu encontrei um music video e a canção estava em português e fiquei surpreso que posso entender as letras. O português é muito fácil de aprender e realmente é uma língua do espanhol. E agora eu posso falar com brasileiro e portugueses em mensagem somente, mas eu não posso falar pessoalmente porque não muitos portugueses aqui nas Filipinas. Jetzt will ich Deutsch sprechen. Mein Kopf explodierte, als ich Deutsch studierte. Es ist sehr schwer, zu lernen. Aber ich sagte meinem Geist, dass ich Deutsch lernen kann, wenn ich will, so ich die deutsche Grammatik lernte. Und dann lernte ich, dass keine Sprache ist schwer, wenn man resolut und begeistert eine Fremdsprache gut zu lernen ist. Jetzt kann ich Deutsch sprechen. Ich habe immer gesprochen mit den deutschen Sprechern.
His German is it is hard. It's a very hard language to learn because it's so different from others. It's just his pronunciation is a little bit harsh. Everybody in Germany would understand that he would be coming from abroad, but so ich spreche Deutsch. That's how you pronounce it, and he does it a little bit different. But I am very, very amazed that he actually picks that up because it's quite a difficult language. Even yeah, it's similar to Dutch to learn. But
Yeah, because for me, if I have a Dutch or no German in front of me talking to me, I used to work in most of customer service, mostly different people coming over, or I spoke on the phone. I can understand German, but speaking for me is quite difficult, which is pretty similar to Dutch, by the way. The way this speak or pronounce the word is actually softer than our language here in the Netherlands.
Just the grammar is a bit twisted,
yeah.
But that's the only thing. That's why it's difficult to build sentences in German. Shall we continue?
Yes, please.
Nederlands. Dutch.
Wow.
Hey.
Nadat ik Duits geleerd, wilde ik in print me in het Nederlands proberen, omdat het gemakkelijk is en vergelijkbaar met het Duits en Engels. Dus ik probeerde het en ik vond het zo leuk. Ik gebruik Duolingo om het te leren en ik speel een keer per week. En nu kan ik spreken met Nederlandse volk, maar niet erg fluent.
Yeah, so what he's saying, he's not fluent in Dutch, but still I'm amazed on the words he chooses to actually speak in Dutch, because it's not basic Dutch what he's using actually. So kudos.
Yeah, and one thing about he's actually like, I can hear his accent Dutch in like South part or somewhere, you know, because we have different accent here in the Wood or Amsterdam part. So, but yeah, we can easily understand him.
Yeah. Some words are a bit twisted, but it's but the choice of words he's using it actually means that he's actually been looking into the language for a bit more than just the basic words.
Yeah, and to actually hear pronouncing the letters, you know, because here in Dutch we have like, you know, and
so we pronounce all the letters in a word, so but we use them very harshly. So the K, so it's K, S, T, and G, and the R. So it's we pronounce literally all the. But kudos, you know what? I just appreciate he can. So shall we continue?
Yes, please. What's next?
Afrikaans. That's a bit like Dutch.
Nou, Afrikaans. Dit is mijn lievelingtaal dat ik geleerd heb. Ik had gedacht dat dit een moeilijke taal te leren was. Maar toen ik dit leren begin dit is zo makkelijk. Die grammatica is makkelijk te verstaan. Die woorden is van Engels en van Duits en van Nederlands. Ik denk dat dit de makkelijkste taal in de wereld is. Ik luister altijd naar Afrikaanse muziek, zoals die David Wasserfalls en Brendan Papers music.
This is quite fun because Afrikaans is the old version of Dutch, but it's
softer.
It's softer, it's basic, and it's a mix of English, Dutch and English, and German. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's a softer language, but I can understand it almost fluently. It's hard for me to speak because I speak Dutch, so I switch to my own language. But if a South African person and a Dutch person communicate, it's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go on?
Yes, please. Esperanto.
Ang kauling van Esperanto, oni diras ke ĝi estas la plej facila lingvo en la mondo, kaj mi opinias tro. Se vi ne scias Esperanto, ĝi estas inventita lingvo de Dr. Zamenhof. Li faris tiun lingvon por universala lingvo, por ke homoj povas lerni ĝin facile kaj paroli ĝin. Kvankam ĝi ne estas natura lingvo, multaj homoj ankoraŭ lernas ĝin. Do se vi volas lerni tre facila lingvon, vi povas provi Esperanto.
Do you know about Esperanto?
I heard about it, but I'm not really.
It's a made-up language. It's somebody who actually invented the language to make a universal language for the whole world. So for everybody to learn, which is easy to learn. So I never got into it, but if I listen to what he's saying, I can understand half of it. So here we go. The next one, Indonesian.
Ini saya belajar bahasa Indonesia karena itu adalah tetangga dari Tagalog. Banyak kata dalam bahasa Indonesia yang mirip dengan Tagalog karena mereka dalam keluarga yang sama bahasa. Banyak orang dari Indonesia membantu saya untuk meningkatkan saya bahasa Indonesia. Mereka mengajar saya beberapa bahasa gaul, kata-kata, dan kadang-kadang saya mengajarkan mereka Tagalog terlalu. Atau juga banyak orang di Filipina yang sedang belajar bahasa Indonesia juga. Jadi kadang-kadang saya berbicara dengan mereka.
Swedish, I should be able to.
Jag kan tala svenska men bara lite. Jag tycker om svenska eftersom det låter vackert och sexigt. Jag upptäckte detta språk när jag hörde en låt från Veronica Mars. Sången heter Hud norr. Svenska är det enda skandinaviska språket som jag vet. Jag hoppas att jag kan lära mig dansk eller norska en dag.
I can relate that Swedish is almost correct. I've worked with a couple of Swedish people, and so if I listen to the intonation, it's correct. I can't understand everything, but 30% I can pick up.
Okay.
Russian. That's interesting.
Выйти, меня зовут Марлон, и я говорю по-русски, но я должен сказать, что я говорю зло. Я плохо говорю по-русски. Извините меня. Я изучал русский язык, потому что когда-нибудь я буду любить ездить в Россию. И я думаю, что Россия прекрасная страна.
Very difficult language. Yeah, Romanian. There we go.
No, numele meu este Marlon. Vorbesc puțin român. Am învățat limba română anul trecut. Dar acum nu mai vorbesc limba română. Am uitat multe cuvinte. Vreau să învăț din limba română.
Sounds funny though. Korean.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 말론입니다. 한국어를 배우는 필리핀 사람들이 많은 있어요. 그리고 나도 한국어를 공부해요. 한국어는 배우기 어렵는데 재밌어요. 외국어 공부하기 어렵다고 외국어를 배우고 싶다면 포기하지 마십시오.
Wow.
Greek.
So the German, the Korean one. The reason we are so close to the language. A lot of us can pick up the language because most of our telenovela is from Korea. We watch. That's why the famous artists or actresses we know about us. We used to a lot like series. So even my aunt is learning some of the words already by watching the telenovela, something like that. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Funny.
So next one is Greek. I should be able to recognize that because I worked with a couple of Greek guys as well.
Ja, to όνομα μου είναι Μάρλον, είμαι από τις Φιλιππίνες. Τώρα μαθαίνω ελληνικά και κινέζικα. Η ελληνική είναι μια όμορφη γλώσσα, λατρεύω το ελληνικό αλφαβήτο.
Short, basic, but it sounds correct.
It sounds correct. Okay.
Now we go up to Chinese. So probably I think Mandarin.
我叫马龙，今天我18岁，我来自菲律宾，我是中文和福建，我有2本中国书，菲律宾很多中国人。
So I think for me he sounds really Chinese, but all we have to do is he has to pronounce the words in the text. Well, I understand, he's just learning. If he pronounce it quicker, I used to live with Chinese people or work with, it sounds really the same, but he has to make it a little faster. See, I sound like that too. When I'm upset, I actually sounds Chinese.
Yeah, I can relate. She's like a machine.
Okay.
Anyway, we go. Ibanak?
The Ibanak, a Philippine language. Oh?
Okay, let's see.
Ang agaw ni kamong amin, magergot nalabi Ibanak, egalaman 100,000 nga tolay sa ngawt nga amu magergot Ibanag. Kaya usa kyaw nga lingwahe para ni kamo nga viewers amuno yaw nakakasta nga lingwahe tajami tatugay garaw. So thanks for watching. I hope I have said the right words, and if I have made mistakes, I'm sorry. I'm not really fluent in all of them. So it's just a practice. So thank you very much.
Well, I'm quite impressed.
I'm quite impressed for an 18-year-old to pick up 18 languages.
Yeah, he's 18 years old. I'm not sure if
Yeah, he said it was 18 years old.
Okay.
At the time of this one.
Okay, and he has 18 languages already. He knows, but probably not yet fluent, but wow.
Hey, not all of them, but it's it's mainly all of them are understandable.
Yeah, and it's and then
amazing.
yeah, learning languages, especially European languages, guys. Coming here in Europe, if you speak at least 2 or 3 languages, easily for you to get job. You know.
Yeah, but that's the downside of Europe. You know, it's quite okay a continent, but there's so many different languages within this place, and every country has its own language. So every time you hop a border, you're supposed to speak that language. You know, so from Holland to Germany, and then to France or to Luxembourg. Luxembourg is like this small, but they have their own language.
Yeah.
Switzerland, same thing. So, but kudos to him. He speaks the main European languages, and I think you can get around the world then everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a weapon for him to travel the whole world using these languages.
Yeah.
He just cover everything this is the basic languages you have to learn if you plan to travel everywhere.
Yeah.
And live and come here in the Netherlands, of course. All right, that's all for today.
So if you like our video, please like and subscribe. We love doing new things. So if you have any other suggestion, please leave a comment right there below. Have a look at our
merchandise. We also have our amazing products there on our merchandise, and check out our to support our channels, check out our membership. By the way, we have patreon.com, and by simply clicking the join button next to our name, so meet Jacky on the other side or underneath, there's a join button there.
Become a fan.
Yeah, become a fan, be part of our channels.
You support us. And
yes.
That would be amazing. Check out our other channel as well if you want to get us to know us better personally.
Yes. So
Mr. and Mrs. Adobo.
Exactly. There with our mukbang. We are gonna have unboxing as well there, and soon we will probably gonna have release our how we met. So
yeah,
subscribe us there as well. Mr. and Mrs. Adobo po ang aming channel. Mr. and Mrs. Adobo because we love adobo. My husband does cook adobo.
Yeah. So salamat, and that's it for today. And we're going to see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.